Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist, that's a CBT therapist, and a licensed mental health counselor. This is for entertainment purpose only. This is the case of the Idaho quadruple murders that took place on the 13th of November, 2022. May the 4 victims rest in peace, condolence to their families, and may the correct justice be served. I repeat, may the correct justice be served. I'd like to start by wishing all my subscribers and viewers a pleasant Sunday. I found it very interesting that many professional channels have started addressing Brian Christopher Kohlberger as a monster. What happened to the professional world? What has happened to us people? I thought it was innocent until proven guilty. This man's trial hasn't even started, but he's been called a monster by professional psychologists, attorneys, and professional shows. What happened to the ethical morals and the ethical conduct? Let's not start labeling people such horrific, terrible labels when we're not even sure if he committed the crime. Today I'd like to share with you all my personal opinion. I've been researching this case from the very beginning, that we say 13th November. A week later, I started digging into many things I could find through social media, speculations, rumors from the college itself. And now we are here in 2024, April, and not much has changed. And the more I research into this case, the more I stand with my findings. My findings doesn't show me that one person did this horrific quadruple murders, and I'm entitled to my opinion. If I did not see and did not dig into all these pictures that were circulating at the band field, at the Grub Truck, then maybe I would have said Brian Christopher Kohlberger did this crime by himself. But guess what? We have many students who are watching those pictures. And I've showed them dozens of times in my channel. I have questions. And I'm sure all my subscribers and viewers and everyone who follows this case has questions too. What is the Grub Truck really about? I know the Grub Truck is a truck you come and pick up food. There were so many people who were standing that night without buying food. The more I study the Grub Truck, Twitch live stream, and the people hanging around there, the more it's easier for me at least to see that these poor girls, Maddie and Kaylee, were under surveillance. The manager himself said, people have fallen. People have fallen. Some of y'all could say it's just a saying, but why would a saying like that come? Which people have fallen? He didn't say trees have fallen. He didn't say garbage has fallen. He didn't say bushes are fallen. He didn't say plates are fallen. You'll catch my drift. He said people have fallen. And the customer said, excuse me, what did he say? He said, no, sorry, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the live stream. What was going on in the Twitch live stream? Because these people were clearly sending super chats and buying girls' food. Let's remember that. Who is to say that out of the thousands of people or hundreds of people watching the live stream aren't involved? Have they been checked? Question mark? The crowd were clearly yelling, Xana, Xana, Xana. Why would you yell out Xana's name? Unless something happened to Xana? Or unless y'all are watching Xana. They said E's name too. Why? My question is why? What was happening to Xana? They said even no, Xana, no, no. What was going on? You can watch Jolita's watching. Xana, Xana. You can watch Jolita's watching. They're calling out Xana's name. Eating Xana. Now, is that Xana and E what Jovito's watching? Dear Miss Ann Taylor, I hope that one of your 400 witnesses is this group here and the Banfield boys. 400 witnesses. I'm sure that's half of the people or the whole of the people who were in the corner club. The Grub Truck. I hope she starts calling the people who were there in the Grub Truck 20 minutes before the girls walked in. 15 minutes before the girls walked in. Right up to the Grub Truck closed down. Many interesting people were there. Definitely. Ann Taylor, please call the Banfield boys. These people were calling out Xana's E's name. What was going on? What happened to those poor kids? The mix-up is clearly due to they have Xana and E's timeline wrong, or they don't want to let the real timeline out. How come Daily Mail said that between 9 to 1:45 a.m., Xana and E were nowhere to be seen? All of us watching this case since the 13th of November 2020 Two, have already studied a lot about these poor four victims, and we know one thing: they love taking pictures. May they rest in peace. Xana and E used to take pictures all the time. They were a young couple in love. May they rest in peace. Maddie and Kaylee used to take pictures too. How come no pictures were seen of Maddie? Sorry, not Maddie and Kaylee. How come there was no picture seen of Xana and E? Make it make sense. And I agree with Ann Taylor. She said her client didn't do this. Honestly, I'm not totally sure if I would say BK is completely innocent. But I would love to hear his alibi. I would love to see these people in the Grub Truck and Banfield and Corner Club, its timeline. Where's their alibis? Why wasn't all their phone pings down? Why didn't they ping it? Wasn't the FBI there? This is a highlighted case. The world is watching. It's not only Joe Vito's watching the pictures. Pay attention to the girl in black with the blonde and black hair. The one next to, is his name Aiden? The one in the beard and long hair? Look at the girl standing next to him. She's watching it too. You see the girl standing with the blue hoodie next to Joe Vito? I've shown you her pictures before that she's watching the same pictures Joe Vito's watching. My question is, Saeed has been watching crime scene pictures too. Now one question, and that shouldn't be difficult for them, for Moscow police to answer. Have you all checked all these people's phones? I personally believe there was some live stream going on, and I've said that from day one. There was some place or the other they were watching it. I have children their age, and I asked my sons, is there any place that they could have been watching these live stream from? And they said we could think of only two places. They said Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram. But they said they believe most likely it was Snapchat. And then I researched something and I found it very interesting that nowadays Snapchat and all these apps have changed to when you send texts and all, no matter although you delete it, it still remains. Something like that. Like now it's more monitored. That in 2022 it wasn't. Let's not forget the FBI is in the case. It shouldn't be difficult for them to find out what all these people yelling Xana's name, Xana, Xana, Xana. What is it with Xana that they all were watching same time? And then later on, we are blamed for asking questions or for speculating. What is this man watching? I hope Ann Taylor calls you first, Joe Vito. Adam, what did Maddie tell you? And who did you tell what Maddie told you to? I believe the whole mess started from you. I hope these are one of the 400 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 should be called, and whoever was sitting around, all the bartenders. Why are so many channels finding it so difficult that Ann Taylor called 400 people? Maybe she called the whole Queen's apartment, the whole Linda Lane, the whole Taylor Avenue. I hope she called everyone. Everyone needs to come in. I'm still baffled and shocked that John Jack Showalter is alibi and his police integration was taken over the phone. Wow. This was a quadruple murder and the police were taking interviews over the phone. How could they do that? You need to study the person. Look at the person when they're talking. At least that's what we do in cognitive behavior therapy. And I'm sure the police have their profile. They have their ways of conducting a profile and checking on people. Why was Jack D the last one to be ruled out? And why did the girls call him 10 times? Find that interesting. Adam, what did you tell Maddie? Or what did Maddie tell you, sorry? Is that what got these poor 4 innocent victims unalived? Brian Christopher Koberger has up to the 17th of April to come up with his alibi. We know that he said he was driving, but he has to come out with a more detailed alibi. So I wonder who he's going to use as his alibi. He has an Asian friend, a female friend, and ITV News in UK went to his neighborhood and spoke to the neighbors, and the neighbors said that they saw BK that night, that evening, and he looked all right. He looked okay. So that means he didn't look stressed. He didn't look like he was going out to do a quadruple, I guess. But then you never know human beings. He could be just good in not showing emotions. I don't understand that. But I'm going to say nobody's guilty until proven guilty. That's the way we are supposed to look at it. Instead of calling him a monster. Like many professional channels like Nancy Gray are calling him monsters. Even the forensic psychologist was calling him a monster. You shouldn't address people like that way. What if there was others involved? What if he was there in the planning, but he didn't do it? The others did it. What if he didn't even have anything to do with it? Let's have an open mind. That's the reason the justice system is made, so that everyone gets a fair trial. It takes one jury to be in doubt. And believe me, it's taken millions in the world asking the same question. I ain't buying this until I get a proper explanation. Let me see BK parking his car, entering the house. And then I'll decide if I want to call him a monster or not. And even if I decide to call him a monster and he did it, I will do that in my mind. I won't do that out in public. No one has a right to judge anyone until the facts come out in court. This is wrong. This is really wrong because we don't know. We don't know exactly what happened. We don't know who's involved. We don't know if this man is guilty and he did all the unlivings, the whole quadruple. Or we don't even know that maybe he wasn't even there. They even said, the forensic psychologist in Nancy Grace, his last clip or a clip about Idaho, Moscow, 9 days ago, the forensic psychologist said that 99% of blood DNA was found of Koberger. That's not right. It was touch DNA. So we have to be very, very careful what we put out there, because we would be putting out misinformation, and people who are new to this case may actually believe that blood DNA was found. That's exactly what she said, blood DNA. You don't do that. She even said his sister checked his car and she was worried that he did it, and she checked his car and she saw that the car was clean but it was bleached. That is when you say speculation. Did we see the sister opening the car and checking Brian's car? Rumors are very dangerous. They can ruin a case. So in some way, I'm happy that this case is on gag order. Let him get a fair trial. Because I personally don't believe BK did this alone. I still say BK is involved somehow or the other. That's what my research shows me, honestly. But there's a very good possibility that he is innocent. How do we know that someone in the inside didn't do these crimes? I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be totally honest. The surviving roommates, DM was supposed to be sleeping in the first floor. When did she move up to the second floor? They were sleeping, so did she dream or see in her sleep somebody entering the house with bushy eyebrows, or was she fully awake? Was she in the first floor or was she upstairs? Make up your minds. I don't mean y'all, my subscribers. I mean the police need to make up their mind with that. Everything makes sense when you look at the 3 to 4 a.m. timeline. I believe the timelines were changed to match the white Hyundai Elantra. Jagdi had a white Hyundai Elantra. Did he sell it, Jagdi? Where's it? I heard he sold a white car 1 week after the murders. Allegedly. All these students know what happened. They are not talking for different reasons. I don't blame them. I really do not blame them. Because whoever did this committed a horrific quadruple murders. And these students know they can be next. But why did it take 8 hours for DM and BF to call 911? Did they feel safe sleeping after they saw a man with bushy eyebrows? That's the one that baffles me. I can never get over that. 8 hours. 8 hours, not 8 minutes. Not half an hour, not an hour, not 2 hours, not 4 hours, 8 hours. Did they take 8 hours? Were they told to wait for 8 hours before calling the cops so that they could be sure that all four victims were completely unalived? Or was it a cleanup allegedly that took 8 hours? Allegedly. Just asking the questions. A correct justice needs to be served. This man is entitled to a correct trial. And believe me, if he's innocent, Brian Christopher Kohlberger won't mind going and standing on the witness stand and snitching on all of them. Could it be possible that he was rented by the fraternity boys, allegedly?
his bushy eyebrows and tall athletic build as he walked past her to this back door. Police initially hunted for a white Hyundai, spotted fleeing the murder scene at high speed. They finally found an identical car here, belonging to postgraduate student Brian Koberger. I spoke to one of Koberger's neighbours here at his university accommodation in Pullman. He didn't want to go on camera, but said he frequently saw Koberger in the company of an Asian girl, often laughing and joking. On the night of the murder, he saw him right out here, acting normally.
Sorry, I'm really with this book, so I review. Hi. So there were other roommates who lived at that residence. Were the roommates home at the time of the attack?
There was other people home at that time, but we were not just focusing just on them, we're focusing on everybody that may be coming and going from that residence.
So since they were home, was it a hostage situation?
No, it was not.
And then they didn't call it into police, so were they injured?
They were not injured, but like I said, we're still following up with everybody that could have been in that area.
And how can you say it's a targeted attack if you don't have a suspect?
Like I said, we take the totality of the situation. We try to make the best bit of information we can with everything that comes in, and then we make our decision off of that. So at this time, I'm not going to expand upon that. But like I've said, we do have a suspect out somewhere, and we are looking for that individual to solve this.
Heather Roberts with ABC News. Just to follow up on what she asked, so the other two roommates were there at the time of the attack?
All the information we have from our investigation is that yes, they were.
Okay, but they were unhurt?
That's correct.
So is there any explanation as to why it took so long then for someone to call 911? You have surviving witnesses to an incident at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the 911 call didn't come until noon?
I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were there. I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were there.
Pay attention to Eaton is golf set. What was interesting is the day the police officers, the detectives were taking off the stuff from the house and putting it in the van, one of the officers was carrying his golf set, and I counted. There was 3 golf sticks missing. Let's not forget, a sharp edge weapon was used on 1 or 2 of the victims. Who was using the spare room? It's very interesting. Who was using it? Was it Hunter Johnson maybe? Because he seemed to have been practically living in the house, if you ask me. We saw him already in 2 police, what's it called, 2 police visits in this house. Was there anything stored in this house? Could that have been the reason? Prosecutor William Thompson said in the beginning that it wasn't the victims that were the target, it was the house. What was in this house? Please let me know what you all think about this. I find the golf set to be interesting. Many people find it a joke that Ann Taylor